Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free news podcasts to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.
On today's Smart 7, Rishi can't recall at the COVID inquiry, Zelensky heads to Washington and lots more. It's Tuesday 12th of December, it's Gingerbread House Day and happy birthday, Bill Nye.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Prime Minister Rishi Sunak faced the COVID inquiry on Monday as they continued with the Downing Street module. He was grilled for 5 hours on various aspects of the pandemic and gave a cautious performance, saying several times that he wasn't able to recall meetings or other details. He has also failed to provide his WhatsApp messages to the inquiry, much like his former boss Boris. Rishi wasn't blaming faulty backups though. In fact, he says he was never advised to save his messages from the pandemic and hadn't switched the WhatsApp automatic backup function on.
I've changed my phone multiple times over the past few years, and as that has happened, the messages have not come across. I'm not a prolific user of WhatsApp in the first instance, and obviously anything that was of significance will have been recorded, as one would expect.
Things didn't go much better when it came to his pet pandemic project, the Eat Out to Help Out scheme, which saw the then Chancellor serving food to customers in a PR stunt that occurred mid-pandemic. He says that he was never advised that the scheme could have risk of increased transmission and that he was considering it as a purely fiscal measure. And in fact, he blamed the scientists for failing to stop him.
I didn't believe that it was a risk. I believed it was the right thing to do. But if others are suggesting that they didn't, they had ample opportunity to raise those concerns in forums where I was or where the Prime Minister or others were, and they didn't.
There's more drama ahead for Rishi on Tuesday as his emergency Rwanda legislation is due to come before the House of Commons. His compromise bill that promises to ignore some parts of the Human Rights Act has annoyed the Tory right, who feel it doesn't go far enough. Defence Secretary Grant Shapps was still pitching the bill as the solution to the small boat crisis, though. He says that even if it's not the perfect solution, it will still cut down on the number of appeals from those due to be sent to Rwanda.
If we pass this bill, we believe there will be a dramatic reduction in the number of appeals. Even if it were a smaller number, it would still have a very, very significant impact.
There were a series of meetings between the different Tory factions on Monday, and Rishi is meeting the new Conservative group on Tuesday to try and get enough support to get the bill at least to the next stage. But Mark Francois MP of the Hardline Economic Research Group says they can't vote for a bill that offers a partial or incomplete solution.
The government will be best advised to pull the bill and to come up with a revised version that works better than this one, which has so many holes in it.
Ukrainian President Zelensky is on a bit of a world tour this week. He was in South America at the weekend to attend the inauguration of the new Argentinian president. Now he's due in Washington to meet President Biden at the White House and make his case to Congress. Meanwhile, Ukrainian diplomats have been attending the EU Foreign Ministers' Summit in Brussels as they look to accelerate their case for EU membership. The foreign ministers are meeting in advance of a full leaders' summit on Thursday, which is expected to decide on whether to open formal membership talks with Ukraine. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba says Ukraine has moved at speed to fulfill all requirements from the EU.
And all key Venice Commission recommendations were implemented into Ukrainian legislation. So we can jump, we can dance if that is requested in addition. But I think that the game should be played fairly.
There's no sign of any easing in fighting in Gaza as Israel continues its assault on Hamas in a bid to wipe out the organisation. Despite attempts to impose a ceasefire through the UN Security Council, negotiators in Qatar say it may be a number of weeks before anything can be agreed. Meanwhile, the plight of civilians caught in the middle of the conflict continues to worsen as Israel pushes aggressively into southern Gaza. James Elder is a spokesperson for UNICEF, and he says it's impossible to ensure that aid reaches people as the fighting continues.
The only game in town should be for the bombardments to stop. Otherwise, we are fighting on two fronts. Humanitarian crisis in water and sanitation and aerial bombardments. That's what the people keep facing.
Still to come on the Smart 7, Man United face an uphill struggle and Barbie celebrates the Golden Globes. Right after this.
Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free news podcasts to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.
Welcome back.
We're not even at Christmas yet, but Manchester United are having what football pundits call a mare. They've stuttered in the Premier League, losing 3-0 this weekend, but somehow are still 6th in the table. They've also struggled in the Champions League and now face Bayern Munich on Tuesday night, needing to win their game and hope for a draw in the Copenhagen Galatasaray game if they have any chance to get to the next round. Their leading scorer, Scott McTominay, says the team remain united.
It's not just a case of like some of the other managers where it's been a little bit toxic at times. The boys are firmly behind the manager, and that's the be all and end all. We've got amazing coaching staff as well, so people can get lost in translation and get carried away with what the players think and what they say behind closed doors. We just want to do well for the football club, and that's as simple as that.
Variety's Actor on Actors series has been busy dropping more A-list talent chatting to A-list talent. The latest star duo to drop are Carey Mulligan and Michael Fassbender. Carey's just starred in Bradley Cooper's new Maestro movie, picking up a Golden Globe nomination, and Michael is getting great reviews for his thoughtful hitman in The Killer. But Carey was more interested in the scene which required Michael to do a series of fingertip push-ups, which are definitely harder than they sound.
Well, I did say to them, I was like, I think I got about 100 in me.
You got 100 press-ups?
Well, not like consecutively, but then I ended up pretty sure I did 260, through this. I can't remember. I remember regretting telling them that I couldn't do it.
Just do a plan.
Monday saw the announcement of this year's Golden Globe nominations. The awards have had a difficult few years, but it's been revamped and rebooted, and the 81st Golden Globes will take place on January 7th, 2024. There were a few surprises, Netflix topping the studio list with 14 nominations, and Taylor Swift picking up one for her Eras concert movie. The big nomination winner was Barbie, with a record equaling 9 nominations, including one for director Greta Gerwig and acting nominations for Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie. Margot spoke recently about the possibility of a sequel to the hit movie.
We put everything into that movie, and it's so good that I'm like, oh no. But at the same time, I would do anything to be back on that set. And I'd do anything to be on set with Greta again and Ryan again and playing Barbie again. Like, playing Barbie is the best. It's just so joyful.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free news podcasts to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.